Hi, this is Polybanteaches and I am Sagorika Banerjee. Once again, I am back with another exciting video of English language. Today, I will be teaching you the participle. So, stay tuned to my channel, #Polybanteaches, and watch the video till the end. Before I begin with today's topic, let me just share the screen with you all. As I said, today I will be teaching you participle, the participle. Let us see what is there in the participle. Verbal and adjective, what are they? So let me just read these sentences. Hearing the noise, the boy woke up. The word hearing in this sentence qualifies the noun boy as an adjective does. Hearing the noise, the boy woke up. So it is formed from the verb hear and governs an object. So the word hearing therefore partakes of the nature of both a verb and an adjective and is called as a participle. It may be called as verbal adjective. So have you understood what is a verbal adjective? So verbal adjective is actually a verb which partakes of the nature of a verb and an adjective also and is called as participle. And the other name of this participle is verbal adjective because it partakes of the nature of both verb and an adjective. A participle is that form of a verb which partakes of the nature both of a verb and of an adjective. Or a participle, in simpler words, if I say, a participle is a word which is partly a verb and partly an adjective. So that is why it is also called as verbal adjective. The phrase hearing the noise, which is introduced by a principle, is called as principal phrase. According to its use here, it is an adjective phrase, hearing the noise. Now, present participle, what is it? Study these following examples of participles and then I will discuss. We met a girl carrying a basket of flowers. Loudly knocking at the gate, he demanded admission. The child, thinking all was safe, attempted to cross the road. He rushed into the field and foremost fighting fell. So on all these sentences given above, these are actually the examples of what is usually called the present participle, which ends in ing form of the verb. And it represents an action as going on or incomplete or imperfect. Now, again, I am reading these sentences. It will help you to understand. We met a girl carrying a basket of flowers. So carrying is the word, which is actually the verb carry, and it is attached with ing, carrying. What it is representing? It is representing that an action is going on. Then loudly knocking at the gate, he demanded admission. Knocking, again knocking is ing form of the verb knock, and it is representing an action which is going on. The child, thinking all was safe, attempted to cross the road. Again, thinking serves the same purpose. He rushed into the field and foremost fighting fell. Fighting also serves the same purpose. Now, past participle. If the verb from which it comes is transitive, it takes an object as in sentence number 1. We met a girl carrying a basket of flowers. Notice also that in sentence 2, the participle is modified by an adverb. So besides the present participle, we can form from each verb another participle, which is called as past participle, which represents a completed action or state of thing spoken of. These are the examples of past participle. Blinded by a dust storm, they fell into disorder. Blinded. Deceived by his friends, he lost all hope. Again, deceived. Time misspent is time lost. Misspent. Driven by hunger, he stole a piece of bread. Driven. Then we saw a few trees laden with fruit. Laden. So it will be noticed that the past participle usually ends in ed, d, t, en, or simply n. Like you can see blinded, deceived, misspent, then driven and laden. Unlike the present participle, which ends with ing form of the verb. Perfect participle, what is it? Besides these two simple participles, which we have just now read, the present and the past participle, we have what is called perfect participle. And what is that? Perfect participle represents an action as completed at some past time. For example, having rested, we continued our journey. So having rested is the perfect participle, is an example of perfect participle. In the following examples, the participles are used as simple qualifying adjectives in front of a noun. Thus used, they are called as participle adjectives. This is another type. A rolling stone gathers no moss. A rolling stone gathers no moss. We had a drink of the sparkling water. Now, what type of water? Sparkling water. So it serves the function of an adjective. Rolling stone. What type of stone? Rolling stone. It serves the function of an adjective. So it is qualifying. Adjective, it is placed in front of a noun. And if you can see, in both these forms, ing is written. So when such participles are used, which serve the function of an adjective, and it is written before a noun, they are called as participle adjectives. His tattered coat needs mending. The creaking door awakened the dog. A lying witness ought to be punished. He played a losing game. A burnt child dreads the fire. His finished manners produced a very favorable impression. So in all these sentences, you can see his tattered coat, creaking door, then lying witness, losing game, burnt child, finished manners. It serves as an adjective. Used adjectively, the past participle is passive in meaning, while the present participle is active in meaning. How? A spent swimmer. It means a swimmer who is tired out. A burnt child, it means a child who is burnt. A painted doll, it means a doll which is painted. A rolling stone, it means a stone which rolls. Now let us recapitulate what we have read in this entire module. A participle is a verbal adjective. Then like a verb, it may govern a noun or a pronoun, as hearing the noise, the boy woke up. The noun noise is governed by the participle hearing. Like a verb, it may be modified by an adverb also. Like loudly knocking at the gate, he demanded admission. So adverb is loudly. Here the participle knocking is modified by the adverb loudly. Like an adjective, it may qualify a noun or pronoun, as having rested, the men continued their journey. Like an adjective, it may be compared as education is the most pressing need of our time. Here the participle pressing is compared by prefixing most. Okay, so it also serves as like an adjective. It may be compared as. Now, forms of the different participles. Below are shown the forms of different participles: active and present, passive, active and passive. So active, In active form, present form, it is used as loving. Perfect form, having loved. In case of passive form, the participle is used in present case, being loved, and perfect case, having been loved, and past is loved. Now the use of the participle. It will be noticed that the continuous tense, that is active voice, are formed from the present participle with tenses of the verb be, as I am loving, I was loving, I shall be loving. The perfect tenses, active voice, are formed from the past participle with the tenses of the verb. For example, I have loved, I had loved, I shall have loved. In case of the passive voice is formed from the past participle with tenses of the verb be. For example, I am loved, I was loved, and I shall be loved. We have seen that the participles qualify nouns and pronouns, either nouns or pronouns. They may be used as attributively, as a rolling stone gathers no moss. His tattered coat needs mending. A lost opportunity never returns. Predicatively, how it is used? The man seems worried. So here, modifying the subject, man. He kept me waiting, modifying the object, waiting. Okay, absolutely with a noun or pronoun going before. How? The weather being fine, I went out. Many having arrived, we were freed from anxiety. Weather permitting, there will be a garden party at Government House tomorrow. God willing, we shall have another good monsoon. The sea being smooth, we went for sail. The wind having failed, the crew set to work with a will. His master being absent, the business was neglected. The wind being favorable, they embarked. So in all these sentences, you can see it functions absolutely with a noun or pronoun going before them. It will be seen that in each of the above sentences, the participle with the noun or pronoun going before it forms a phrase independent of the rest of the sentence. Such a phrase is called as absolute phrase, and a noun or pronoun so used with the participle is called as nominative phrase. Nominative absolute. An absolute phrase can easily be changed into subordinate clause also. Like here, spring advancing, the swallows appeared. It means when spring advances. And this phrase, when spring advances, is the clause of time. The sea being, and this clause, when spring advances, is the clause of time. Next is, the sea being smooth, we went for a sail. Now, because the sea was smooth, this portion is the clause of reason. God willing, we shall meet again. So if God is willing, this portion is the clause of condition. Now errors in the use of participles. So when we are using participles, it may arise that many a times we may commit some errors. What are they? We need to understand. Since the participle is a verb adjective, it must be attached to some noun or pronoun. In other words, it must always have a proper subject of reference. The following sentences are incorrect because in each case, the participle is left without proper agreement. Let us see. Standing at the gate, a scorpion stung him. So, as it is, the sentence reads as if the scorpion was standing at the gate. If you read the sentence, it seems that the scorpion was standing at the gate. Standing at the gate, a scorpion stung him. So this is incorrect sentence. Going up the hill, an old temple was seen. So in this sentence, it seems that an old temple was going up the hill, which is not at all possible. Entering the room, the light was quite dazzling. Again, the same case, same reason in this sentence. This sentence is also an error sentence, a wrong sentence. So we should therefore recast these sentences as shown below. Standing at the gate, he was stung by a scorpion. Now it clarifies the meaning that the man who was standing near the gate, he was stung by a scorpion. Or while he was standing at the gate, a scorpion stung him. When we went up the hill, we saw an old temple. Now it is clear. Entering the room, I found the light quite dazzling. Again, this is the correct sentence. Or when I entered the room, the light was quite dazzling. So all those sentences were correct. Now usage, however, permits in certain cases such constructions as the following, where the participle is left out without a proper subject of references. So the participle in such cases is called as impersonal absolute. Taking everything into consideration, the magistrate was perfectly justified in issuing those orders. Considering his abilities, he should have done better. Roughly speaking, the distance from here to the nearest railway station is 2 miles. Now next, it will be noticed that in the above instances, the unexpressed subject is indefinite. Thus, roughly speaking means if one speaks roughly. Sometimes as in the following sentence, the participle is understood. Like sword in hand, he rushed on the jailer. That means he had the sword in his hand. Breakfast over, we went out for a walk. That means having been taken the breakfast, we went out for a walk. Now let us do one exercise. Pick out the participle in each of the following sentences. Tell whether it is a present or a past participle and also how it is used. Generally speaking, we receive what we deserve. Speaking is the present participle and it is impersonal absolute. Having gained truth, keep truth. Having gained is the perfect participle and it is governing the word truth. I saw the storm approaching. Here, approaching is the present participle attached to the noun storm. Hearing a noise, I turned round. So hearing is the present participle governing the noun noise. Considering the facts, he received scant justice. Considering is the present participle and impersonal absolute. Another exercise, combine the following pairs of sentences by making use of participle. Examples, how we will do. The magician took pity on the mouse. He turned into a cat. So this is combined. These two sentences are combined and written in this form. Taking pity on the mouse, the magician turned into a cat. The train was ready to leave the station. The people had taken their seats. The people having taken their seats, the train was ready to leave the station. Now let us do this. The hunter took up his gun. He went out to shoot the lion. This sentence will be having taken up his gun or taking up his gun. The hunter went out to shoot the lion. A crow stole a piece of cheese. She flew to her nest to enjoy the tasty meal. Stealing a piece of cheese or having stolen a piece of cheese, a crow fell to her nest to enjoy the tasty meal. The wolf wished to pick a quarrel with the lamb. He said, "How dare you make the water muddy?" Wishing to pick a quarrel with the lamb, the wolf said, "How dare you make the water muddy?" Next is, a passenger alighted from the train. He fell over a bag on the platform. Alighting from the train or having alighted from the train he fell over a bag on the platform. Nanak met his brother in the street. He asked him where he was going. Having met his brother in the street or meeting his brother in the street, Nanak asked him where he was going. Thank you for watching this video. That's all for today. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe my channel, that is #Polybanteaches, and do not forget to click on the bell icon so that you get the notifications of all my latest videos. Till I bring more videos,